In this episode, guys, I'm going to be giving you the latest immigration update to the UK, new information coming out of number 10 streets directly from Rishi Sunak himself. It's going to affect healthcare workers, so people who are on a health and caregiver visa or people who plan to be on a health caregiver visa to the UK. So if you are interested in moving to the UK as a healthcare assistant, as a caregiver, as a mental health caregiver, professional, this content is for you. So what do? I guess you give me 1 second. I'm gonna dash off to the market and you guys already know what comes next.
You know the way I do it when I drop lyrical. Anytime I spit lyrical, philosophical. All the niggas mimical, but they stare still on taking literal. Punchlines collateral. Maximum damage.
Hello, Chronicles. Hello, YouTube. How are you, and you all doing today? It's still your value-based king, Fuse, from FuseChronicles.com, out with another value-packed episode. Now, guys, remember, in one of our episodes that dropped, I think a week or so ago, where I told you about the UK government cabinet reshuffle, where Suella Braverman was fired and James Cleverly was put as the Home Secretary for the Home Office. Remember, guys, that I told you that if you plan to come to the UK, just start to make your arrangement, or start to put finishing touches on your arrangement, because I believe that there are going to be new immigration policies that's going to affect people coming into the UK. Not just Africans, not just Nigerians, but people the world over who are thinking of coming to the UK. Well, it has happened. It has happened as of yesterday. And when I mean yesterday, I mean the 22nd of November, new immigration policies are going to be rolled out, okay? So let me start from the first one. The first one now is people who are coming to the UK on a health and caregiver visa. People who are coming in as healthcare assistants, as any form of caregiver, whether it's caregiving for mental patients, whether it's caregiving for the elderly, they're going to be restricted to one dependent. That is mad. So it means if you are from a family of 6, maybe a husband and a wife and 4 kids, and you're coming to the UK under a health and caregiver visa, you can only come with one dependent. So you have to choose whether it's going to be your husband or one of your children. That is wicked. That is bad. But that is what is going to be unfolded. Now, the second update to immigration policy for people coming into the UK is that the health care, so the Tory members of the Tory party have finalized or put finishing touches on the update whereby they're going to jettison the skill shortage list. Now, this is big, guys. Guys, I want you guys to listen. If possible, get your pen, get your pad, and take notes so that you know how it is going to affect you and make your plans accordingly. They're going to jettison the skill shortage list. So jettison means they're going to abandon the skill shortage list. Now, the skill shortage list was what you usually use to find occupations where they're lacking professionals so that you could apply for those positions or those professions, like carpenters, like plumbers, like electricians, like lab scientists, like morticians. I made a video about this sometime in the past. They want to jettison it. Now, the reason why they want to abandon the skill shortage list, guys, is because they said most occupations on the skill shortage list, the wages and salaries paid to foreigners who are coming to take up those positions are very, very low. And if you know anything about the UK government, they're trying to protect themselves. So protection in this case means they gain little to nothing by way of taxation when they tax these incomes and this salary. So it's usually or actually useless to them. So they are giving companies who tend to get this visa sponsorship, because normally companies pay for this position, they pay for slots, they pay for the opportunity to be able to sponsor workers or professionals from abroad. They pay the government and they get the license. Now, they say companies that still want to get on this scheme and still want to hire from overseas would have to increase the salaries they pay to foreign workers before they're eligible to bring them into the country. Now, the average wages is at £26,000, and they want companies to up it to £31,000 annually. So this is annual payment. Now it's still yet to be seen whether companies are going to bite, whether companies are going to accept this new update, or they're just going to finally stop hiring foreign workers. I mean, for some companies or companies that cannot afford it, but they're thinking of abandoning or doing away with the skills shortage list. These are major updates. These are major updates. Now, this comes at the back of last month. The figures of immigrants who were coming from all around the world into the UK was at 606,000 people who were coming into the UK as of last month, which was October. And the figure that they're expecting this month is 700,000 people coming into the UK. Now, that's a lot of people, but I still don't believe that's enough justification for them to change the policies the way they're changing it. In my opinion, guys, if you want to hear this from me, in my opinion, I just believe that the leadership in the UK is so unstable. There's so many people power hungry and looking to grab or get to the helm or get to the top, that they're looking to throw a lot of people under the bus. And Richie Sunak himself is no different. He's gasping for air and trying to do just enough to let the people know that, listen, he's on top of this immigration crisis. As you guys know, Suella Braverman was at the head of this whole immigration thing, trying to make sure the number of people that come to the UK was very low, but she has since been fired, and Rishi Sunak is still trying to get the job done to get those figures down. And he's even going ahead with making sure that asylum seekers are rediverted to Rwanda instead of coming into the UK, even though the courts had ruled as of 2 weeks ago, I think it was last week, the courts ruled that that was against the law, and he shouldn't, or they shouldn't let immigrants be diverted to other Central African countries, because it might be throwing them back into the lion's den, even though they're trying to flee away from their persecutors and people that want to kill them. He's still going ahead. He's still about to sign an agreement with the Rwandan government that says they're going to accept asylum seekers. So there's so much immigration update. There's so much policy updates on immigration as it affects people who are coming into the UK, either as asylum seekers, either as health and caregivers, people who are going to be on the health and caregiver visa, either as people who are coming in as beneficiaries of the skills shortage list. So guys, what do you do? Now that is the question. What can you do not to be a victim of this immigration policy? If you are looking for jobs online, or if you're trying to apply for jobs with companies that are going to give you a COS, which is a certificate of sponsorship, I would recommend that you find companies that are willing to pay you an annual salary of upwards of £35,000. To be on the safe side, if it could be as closer to 40 or 50,000 pounds as possible, that is good. That way, if this immigration policy comes into full swing, you are not going to be collateral damage. And I would suggest that this hunger for health and caregiver visa, people coming in as healthcare assistants, even people who are carpenters, people who are doing other jobs, engineering, they're trying to switch to the healthcare sector because they've noticed that healthcare assistants or people who are applying for health and caregiver visas are going to be easy to get it than other people. I would suggest that you try to get other forms of certification. You can try to be an automobile mechanic, you can try to be a carpenter, you can learn handiwork, artisan work, plumbing and all this stuff. Those are areas that always going to be evergreen in the UK. So if you're coming in, you can always get jobs in those fields. Now remember guys, I told you the last time that you need to put finishing touches on this thing so you don't get affected. Now, these immigration policies are not going to kick in this year. There's all chance and likelihood that they're going to kick in from January, just as the one about people who are coming to study masters and BSc not being able to come with their dependents and their family from January. I suspect these immigration policies are going to kick in January. Now, they've not been passed in yet. Most of them are actually going to be passed in the House on Thursday next week. I think Thursday next week should be the 30th of November. They're going to pass next week. Fingers crossed. Hopefully they're not. But from the information I'm getting, and very reliable information from reliable sources, they're going to be passed next week. So you guys need to plan accordingly. You guys know what we do here on Fuse Chronicles. We come up with updates. We tell you what is going on so that you make plans accordingly. So if you're not subscribed to our channel yet, I don't know what you're doing. If you're interested in coming to the UK, interested in going abroad, you're on a long term if you've not subscribed to our channel. So subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell, like our videos, and share them with your friends, especially those who are interested in coming to destinations like the UK or going abroad. Follow us on our socials. We're active on Instagram, TikTok, X, and LinkedIn, and our handles there are up there. It's all the same. It's up there, somewhere up there at Fuse Chronicles. Okay, so if you are interested, guys, in knowing the difference in the pricing and convenience you will get from the economy class in Lufthansa, in BA, or in Qatar Air, and which of these airlines are the best, particularly if you're looking to move to Europe, why don't you click on that video that's going to pop up to the right there, and you're going to get that information. And until the next one, I remain your value-based King Fuse. I'll catch you guys on the next cut. Bye-bye for now.